Yo, it's payday, y'all! You make it rain! So, in light of that, I'm gonna be going out of town for a couple days. Not gonna say where I'm going, I'm just gonna go work on myself, work on my health, you know, take care of me, put me first, again. And when I come back, it'll be fine. I'll say hello to you guys. You'll have to look at the stank clothes I wore for 3 days, count the bruises, count the burns, and...
What are you doing?
I'm just talking about my upcoming plans.
With the... oh, God.
Anybody want a hat? Hello, everyone. I'm Steve. Marc's around. Say hi, Marc.
Hey, everybody.
And this is Smokey, Steve, and Marc. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we are having some coffee. You know what that means. Just a little coconut cream coffee mate. Marc, I think, won a case of it. It's pretty good.
I did.
He did. So I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's safe. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Today we are going to catch up with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Deadly Chantal, Chantopolis, the Beezer Show, and Foodie Beauty now. So we did a midweek live on Thursday to try to catch up as best we could from the beginning of the week because there was a lot. There was too much for me to fit into one video. So we split the difference. We got the live going Thursday, and what we talked about was obviously their relationship, discussing Dee Dee's role in the relationship. We talked about that a little bit in the live. Rage blocking VIBs, but still taking their money. The PayPal scam that she was trying to hustle when the power went out in the middle of the day and they needed money, and she straight up said she was e-begging. 20 grand a month and you're e-begging, please. That's when one of these gazillionaires asks a government for money because they can't afford it on their own. So, yeah, that's what we went through. Anyone with integrity would not go for any of this. That was kind of the gist of how I felt the relationship is between the three of them, Dee Dee, Natter, and Chantal. So this week we're going to continue. It's payday. There's a cycle that happens around payday. We're going to see if that's still holding true. The on again, off again. In the last 72 hours, I think she loved and hated him, trashed him, adored him, and then apologized. The changes, there were like 3 or 4 in a very short period of time. He loves me not. I love him not. Blah, 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 blah. We'll talk about how 3's a crowd. Now that, Dee Dee and Natter were going to be together and live in a place, and how Chantal is, unfortunately, at best, 3rd. And with 2 grand a month dumping into this relationship, to still be 3rd is unfortunate. If you're going to roll with people who only want you for your money, if it's not enough, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I guess no amount of money would make it okay. Let's see. Natter's moving for work, allegedly, or he was going to, or he's been in Montreal for like a month or so with Dee Dee. But there's a move of his potentially coming up on June 1st. That's what Chantal had said. She didn't say I'm paying for it. She didn't say I know where it is. She didn't say it's a place I can be alone with him, away from his girlfriend. None of it. So let's start the payday cycle. So payday on YouTube is usually the 21st. Excuse me. So we got paid. She seems to get paid a few days later. I don't know if it's international or it's such a huge amount that it has to pass a check of some sort. But usually she says around 23rd to 26th, she gets her money. Okay, this is good. This is very good. But it's every month. She gets her money. She'll disappear for a couple days. All of a sudden, Natter will have new furniture, more food. All sorts of stuff will start to appear in his house. She'll go out shopping for herself and buy something like pillows. Pillows aren't part of a grocery haul. It's, I don't know. At any rate, she'll take off with Natter to parts unknown on the few days off. And then she'll come back and she'll either be in love or she'll hate him and want to drag him from one end of the internet to the other. And she feels completely justified because he's been mean to her. He's allegedly been abusive to her. And so talking shit on him online is the least that she could do. It's not like she like retaliate. Well, she did retaliate. She retaliated socially. There's differences in gender with retaliation. Sometimes, but it's not so much with, ruining someone's character. Not that Natter was such a class act to begin with, but the more that was revealed, at least he's who he is. He's not, well, okay, he's a liar too. I'm trying to give more people the benefit of the doubt than they deserve right now, frankly. So we'll just skip away from that. He had it coming, she has it coming. From each other. The rest of us are really spared from this as far as being involved, outside of just being an audience to it. This is just to watch. It's a train wreck. It's not a train wreck. It's going to be a train wreck from here on out. It's like any other bill when she has to pay for him. She says she doesn't. I don't believe it. But he gets his money when she gets hers. Now, he has a PayPal channel. He has a channel of his own. So he would have money coming in. But if it's streaming into Chantal's account, which I'm sure she suggested, he can't access it without her. That's a little manipulative. I mean, it's one thing, but the channel's like he's doing, if you want to call it work, somewhere someone loves watching people make wallpaper paste and call it hollandaise. Someone out there likes that, and they'll pay to watch it and, maybe send him a super chat or something like that, and that's fine. Not really for me. If the only thing that was bringing them together was her money, then that's unfortunate. But it doesn't even seem like her money is enough sometimes. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how bad you could treat me. And I would, as long as you're paying me, I'll put up with it. As long as you're paying me, you can say whatever you want about me to whoever, including police, while I'm wasting their time, and keep him under thumb. Her job was to keep him under thumb. And he's such a sociopath himself that he won't be kept. And he's too stubborn with the man's man thing. I mean, he could cut off his finger into a pot of stew while he's cooking and say, oh, it's a delicacy. So, anyway, word was that Dee Dee possibly may have lost her job due to actions, I don't know if it was directly from Chantal, but she was causing problems for Dee Dee, because she'll complain, of course, Chantal, when you take it off YouTube and into the real world with my family, with my this, but fuck, she'll call your work. And apparently Natter's also not employed. This move to Montreal, where we were supposed to be Phil, it was going to be a new cycle of things. She's 2 hours away. She's going to sit home and eat for a while and then find a new toy and someone to play with. And that's not how it went, actually. But if she's found her way to keep both of them broke, she can control them both because she has money and she has transportation. If Dee Dee got a car and Natter's channel was okay and Dee Dee was gainfully employed, which it sounded like she was, they wouldn't really need her. They don't live extravagantly. It's not like he's staying with Chantal so she can buy him a new boudoir. The money's just drug money and money for companionship. A lot of us don't have to pay for it, but I guess Chantal feels like she does. That makes me sad for her. But at the same time, I can feel sad for her situation and still think that she is a cunning, manipulative, self-serving, can't see past her nose. I don't want to use too many nouns, but it's not good. It's not good. It's embarrassing to watch. I think the cowering like a puppy dog when he's talking. It's one thing to demur to your partner, like when Marc comes on. Sometimes we'll be both talking. Sometimes I'll just let him go because my opinion isn't needed at the moment. So I'll just keep it to myself. So Payday. Payday was good for him. They were out of town. When they do weird shit together, they travel and party like broke folks. Not enjoying simple activities. That's not the same thing. Like, they bought a grill at a gas station and went to the park and ruined some food. Natter of course, is convinced that he's head chef of whatever, even though he's only capable. He took a class that says wear gloves. And he doesn't do it. So anything that he's qualified for through the food safety certificate, that is the only evidence he has, he still doesn't do, which means a restaurant still won't hire him. They don't like people that do it their own way. Those are the kind of people, you have to insist you're right, I guess. When no one wants to work with you, you have to tell yourself that they must be jealous. It can't be that I'm as bad at what I do as they think I am. They're always the last to know. And it goes for her too. Her attitude isn't too much different than his. She's spread out the consequences of her actions from one end to the other, saying, I'm impulsive, which means I have no responsibility, or I'm just reacting to this. So she is a monster of self-control and dignity when it comes to responding to things about her that were unkindly said. But if she's in love with him and we're supposed to support that and respect that and don't disrespect it, eat shit. I'm not going to respect your relationship. I barely have enough for her in the state she's in. But I'm going to respect this relationship. I'm going to respect its privacy. I will only watch what's on YouTube. I haven't been to the farms. I haven't gone anywhere else to look for other stuff. Twitter. You know, we are on Twitter, so you see some things there. But sad. Getting a little tipsy. So, at any rate, we're going to move forward now to this kind of on-again, off-again thing. Now, this isn't news, but it takes many forms, and the forms get stranger over time between the two of them. On-again, off-again, they play a lot of power games with each other, like this horrible chess game where everyone loses, and she ain't no queen. She ain't no queen. So, multiple changes in their relationship. Chantal trashes Nader or Didi. Then she's told to apologize. We've had some shotgun apologies from Chantal before, where she's in the puppy voice. I'm sorry I lied. I'm sorry I said anything about Didi. Don't take the dick away, please. So, she has problems with Didi. And the problems with Didi are that Didi doesn't have to do all the shit she does to get half as much attention. Obviously, he likes money, but if he's getting Chantal's, he'd rather have... It's nice to have a lot of money and good company. And with these two women, he has a lot of money and good company. Why would he want the situation to change? It doesn't matter if she does. He will tell her shit so she gives him money. This is not news. Even she knows all of this. She knows she's paying for fake love. She knows. But she's so... trying to fake herself that it works. You know, as long as it looks like love, it's love. When the cameras go off and we don't know the details, what are the details? A romantic trip around the world? Or a fight? What are the details? So he gets his money, she has her money, and now it'll be a few more days of off and on, and then there'll be a period of ordinary time. It's like the Catholic year. It's like there'll be after Christmas, but then before Easter, there's like a period of ordinary time where nothing's really going on. It sounds like for a day or two, we had a good time. I hope you guys respect him. I mean, it's important to me. Am I not allowed to be happy? Is he not allowed to eat food that I buy? No, you can. You can do whatever you want with your money, but that doesn't mean you're doing something good with it. And that doesn't mean that you're doing something respectable with it either. I'm not talking about having respectable relationships. There's plenty of people that would throw me off the roof. Certain countries, maybe where Natter's from, they would toss men off the roof like me. So I don't have any love loss, exactly. But at the same time, she's inserting herself into this situation after Didi and him left town. And she kept following and following to the point where Didi and Nader were talking about filing harassment charges this week. Leave us alone, do this. You know what? Didi has a case, actually, that Chantal never did. Chantal was the one doing the stalking. She could have been arrested for it. Harassing someone, calling them 1,000 times, skulking around in their neighborhood, peeking from your parked car. It's sick. Normal people don't do that. Normal people don't do that. So, I've never spent a night of our relationship with my ear to the door, waiting to see what Marc's going to say. What did he say about me now? What did he say there? We just need to keep it private. What do you mean, Didi? I can imagine the fights. I can only. So she's not really in control, even though she brings all her money with her. After the back and forth, it's I love him, never again, I have a date, and the date is either somebody she makes up or shows a picture of that she met on Plenty of Fish or something. And she'll show that, and either that won't go through. She only does it to make Nader jealous, and I think he knows that she's not going to follow through because she never does. But she paints herself up, puts on yesterday's dress, and then gets herself out. And it's either a car drive and turn around and come home because she couldn't do it because she's so in love with Natter. I hope he sees that because I turned the men down. Or he's the man she's going to see. So she'll say that she's seeing somebody else and be like, oh, it didn't work out, so I changed my mind and went to Natter's. Okay, changed your mind. As far as anyone knew, before you changed your mind, that's what you were going to do. So changing it in the middle and saying later, I decided I didn't want to do that. I just have to ask Chantal, what would be a good example of a lie? What would be a good example of a lie? Just putting it out there, because the idea that people are lying and making things up and don't understand her current situation, and I just don't want to talk about it. Like on panel when Miss Fucking Wonderful laid into her. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about the details. I have the right to say whatever I want, whenever I want. But then when she does, she gets mad when people react. Most people don't want to see your vagina on YouTube. There's other platforms for people who want to see that. If you get off on it, if it's just tied into your general slovenliness, then fine. But it's the kind of thing, of all the shit she does, that'll get her jammed up. The nudity part will get her jammed up. She already lost the channel when dude from Omegle whipped his junk out. So I think maybe she thinks the fact that it's hers, it's okay? I don't know. But what woman does that? What woman does that? What man does that? Nobody I would share an Uber with. That's all. Nobody I would share an Uber with. Let's see. It's not new, and often enough she believes people who don't care about her, who care about her. The people who care about her, family, friends, everybody like that. She thinks they're all out to make her unhappy, to take her choices away from her so that she can't have the kind of autonomy she wants to be in bad relationships without anyone saying anything about it. It's unreasonable to ask people to support a situation you've called abusive. And if you're telling me you lied about it or exaggerated about it, then I like you a little less. It's not normal. People don't do this. People don't do these kind of things except for people who have nothing to do, who are involved in druggy lifestyles and just like to get over on each other like it's a big game. Oh, we'll call the police. How many police have to come around and have interactions with? And it's like, it wasn't supposed to go that far. I should have just went home. Chantal has a longer list of charges for harassment than Dee or Natter ever did for anything it did to her. She recanted. She had gone back and said that it didn't happen. The abuse that she had, she gave another shotgun apology in her car. As of recently, it didn't happen. And she has to apologize to Dee to keep the peace. And she has to keep things, And then Natter keeps an eye on Dee because if she fucks up his money, he's going to be mad. So she needs to stay just out of the way enough for Chantal to feel like she can come in. But don't go away because when Chantal's money runs out, I want her gone. I want her gone. Oh, well, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Lucky to have anyone watching at this point or anyone who's willing to engage in a relationship with her at this point. She's not a catch. It's not that she has money, she has a house, she has a car, she has all the trappings of a real life. But everything else is a friggin' disaster. The house is a mess. The car's falling apart. The guy she's buying to date with is like not even digging it for 25 days of the month. For the few after payday, she can go and play Big Mama. And then after that's gone, he's going to go hang out with Dee until next month. Unless he gets his own place, maybe. I don't know. How Chantal would willingly bankrupt herself for a man. She's just that kind of person. Love me, 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 love. Make it rain. Make it rain. She talks about karma a lot. Chantal talks about karma coming back to people who have been unkind to her, haters, what have you. I would suggest possibly that we are watching her karma play out over all of this for years of being snide and manipulative and treating people like they're disposable and cussing out the audience who pay you and say, I don't owe you shit for being here. Well, then what do you do here? What do you do here? She'd go all of that stuff. Go through all of that. And she can't have the relationship she wants. She can't be with the man she wants. She's not living in a body she wants. Don't tell me. You can be okay with your size as far as going through your day-to-day life, but tell me you're thrilled to be 400 pounds and I'll laugh in your face. And that's not just to be cruel to people who deal with weight issues, but don't like piss on people's shoes and tell them it's raining. You know, broke the scale, stepped on the scale and broke it, but it said 360 something, I think, before she broke the scale. It's supposed to go up to 500. She ain't 500 pounds. But she's no 360 either, I don't think. And again, what does that have to do with anything? Bodies are shaped differently, but she's not the kind of girl that most guys would go for. So I'm curious as to whether or not she thinks to just compensate for all of this. And if she shows up with her money and her car and her willingness to lay it low and spread it wide, then, you know, it's on her. They're her choices, but your choices suck. Your choices are what's making your life hard. Every real tear, fake tear, scripted drama, all of it. There's no one else to point to for that. We are the owners of our channels. We say what we want to say and share content, and then we have comments come back. Well, if I'm going to tell people that I treated a bunch of people really poorly for entirely self-serving motives, why should you be nice to me? Why should you? If you don't like it, leave. No, you don't get to set those rules. YouTube says you can stay. They said you can stay. You don't have to leave. And if you're sick of it, I can understand. There's people in the comments that are vicious. It's not even criticism. It's like, I hope you drop dead, that kind of stuff. And that's not cool. I don't go for that kind of stuff. Even though I may disagree entirely with her approach to life, she's still a human being. Maybe she'll get well someday. Maybe she won't. I highly doubt it, but then anyway. So she can't have the relationship she wants. She can't have the acceptance she wants. She can't get Dee Dee out of the way. She's in love, and there's almost nothing she can do to pull the man back in to say, yes, Chantal, you and only you are the woman I love. Who wants to take the Vegas odds about that coming out of Natter's mouth? Anybody? Anybody? So also, another thing. 3 is a crowd. 3 is a crowd. This whole thing, there's so many theories about what's going on between Natter, Dee Dee, and Chantal. Are they all in this together? Is it a money-making grab for all of them? Dee Dee's the only one without a channel. I don't know what she contributes except for companionship to Natter. Is she a little more passive? Well, he says things that I would say that's stupid too, but I'm not trying to sleep with them. So, you know, when you want someone's company, you'll tell them their shit is fantastic. Like that food. I didn't know until I started watching Natter cook that his food was so bad and so misidentified as what it is. That's not lasagna. When you change that many ingredients in a dish, it's not the original dish anymore. It's like making poppy seed dressing and leaving the poppy seeds out.
Right? Right?
It's like, oh, my way, we don't use poppy seeds in poppy seed dressing. So, whatever. She's tolerating all of this mess with Dee Dee and him because she thinks... because she can't get a situation where she's the only one. Or at least she doesn't think she deserves one, wants one, needs one. She'll tell you that the shitty parts about her life are her choice. And that she likes them. And doesn't care what anyone says. Because she's a proud, strong, you know, you don't own me. That whole thing. So, 3's the crowd. And allegedly Natter could be getting a place to live in Montreal around the 1st. If it's not with Dee Dee, then Chantal has moved up in the game by throwing some more money out there and renting an apartment for him. I don't know. Whatever helps her. Whatever helps her. But I gotta say, this is... I feel like I'm watching the karma of someone who's been treating people shitty for a long time. And now they have a shitty time having relationships. They have a shitty time bonding with people. They have a shitty time being trusted because they lie, admittedly, a lot. Why should people feel kindly about a person like that? You know, or certainly pay them. So I want to bring in another person to share a few thoughts. Just, you know, another set of eyes on things. So I'm going to reach out. Mark,
Yeah.
could you come here for a minute, please?
I can.
Okay. Come hither. Come hither.
I'm here.
You guys know Mark. Hey, everybody. So we were just catching everybody up with what she'd been up to. And, you know, my prerogative that she shouldn't be surprised that this is her life based on the choices she's made.
Right.
In so many words.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts at the moment as to what's going on? I mean, obviously the DNA stuff The drug stuff's still
yeah,
going on.
Yes,
But
that's very obvious.
Yeah, but that's like having a cold for her. She's like, oh, well, it's nothing to write home about.
Right.
So, do you have thoughts about where they're at now?
I really don't have a lot. I think I may have. I think I said this last week. I'm like kind of over it. Like I keep thinking to myself, how long are we going to watch this train wreck happen? You know what I mean? She has become more than ever such an unsavory, untrustworthy, manipulative, just disgusting person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and in my personal opinion, I've gotten to this point. This is the point I've gotten to.
Yeah, he's a little further gone than I am.
I'm done because I'm starting to get angry about it now, because I think absolutely at this point, despite the manipulation and the e-begging and all of the lying and all of that, despite all of that, she absolutely should be ashamed, and furthermore should be held accountable for this mockery that she has made out of sexual abuse and domestic abuse.
Exactly.
I am over it. And she gets away with a lot of stuff on her channel, but this is one that just does not sit good with me at all. I just get more and more angry about it. You know what I would like to happen?
What?
I'd like her to sit down in a room with a 12-year-old girl that was raped by a 50-year-old man and talk to her. Or how about a woman who can no longer have kids because of her sexual abuse? Have her sit down and talk to them. And do you think something might sink in with her about all of this? I don't know.
I don't know. But
I don't know. And that's bad in itself.
Yeah.
To me, this is completely unacceptable, and her channel needs to be shut down on that reason alone.
Yeah, I can think
despite of the other ones.
I know. I can think of it's the domestic violence money grab, the PayPal grab, the hat grab. Send me money and I'll send you one later.
Oh yeah, and this what do we call it, a relationship? I don't even know. Yeah. It's like a monthly subscription service.
What's a monthly?
It is. The time of the month comes up, you pay this money and you get your product. I mean, it really is. Like,
it is. It's
girl, you need to get some self-respect. Period. And then come talk to me, because I'm nobody. She don't listen to me at all, but
no.
This is my opinion on this. I try to give the benefit of the doubt. I try to see both sides of the story. I try to understand maybe what's going on in a person's mind that makes them act a certain way. And I'm done with this. Mm-hmm. This is unacceptable, and she needs to be held accountable. Period. It's despicable. It just is.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Well, we don't differ too far on this one.
Okay, good. Good.
The domestic violence scam is really what bothered me the most.
Oh,
and that she continues to use it and accuse it when she's pissed.
When it benefits her.
But it's nobody's business, and they've worked it out behind the scenes when she wants to get it in.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, if she respected herself, she'd want better for herself.
She would want better for herself. Exactly.
Healthy, well-adjusted people don't make this many compromises to be in a relationship.
No, her true colors are shining through, and let me tell you, they're black. They're not. They're dark colors. She's just not a good person, and I was rooting. I was hoping too. I was like, oh, she's going through a period.
I still am. I got like a 1% I'm holding on.
I know, just this little bit that she's going to see the light, get off the drugs, and just like get herself together, get some self-respect, start helping and taking care of other people, start like all of this, like she don't, and she...
Pot and ashies. Yeah. No more edibles. 45 minutes
other
later.
Things too.
Amongst other things.
Oh.
That's what's off camera.
I feel like I was so negative just now.
Oh.
See what she does to me?
You upset Mark. How dare you?
I know, girl.
You bulbous bitch. How dare you?
Anyway,
kidding.
My opinion. It's just my opinion. It is just unacceptable, and she needs to be held accountable. And furthermore, she needs to take a deep, hard look at herself and get some self-respect.
Well, thank you, Mark.
So, have a good holiday, everybody.
Thank you for your input. And I guess at that point we'll wrap it up. So, jumping onto what Marc says, it doesn't seem like a person with self-respect would put themselves in a situation like this. And would defend being in a situation like this. Healthy people don't do things like this. And writing it off as, oh, I'm crazy, me, I'm impulsive, I'm this. All that is proudly advertising that you're unreliable. That's not a great characteristic I look for in a partner. But that's between you and the other, and Natter and Dee Dee, so the big happy family can decide whose turn is it tonight. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get alerts when we have new videos and when we go live. You can follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact information is all listed below as well. Thank you again, and we will be going live tomorrow night, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for our usual Sunday live. So it's usually just open chit-chat. Foodie Beauty comes up, but other people do. We talk about wedding stuff, all sorts of stuff. It's a good chat, though. We have good mods, and it's usually not too crowded. So if you're free, do come by. All right? Thanks for watching. Bye. Say goodbye, Marc.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.